Gato Perro back with another figure review. Today we'll be looking at the Marvel Legends 3-pack Target exclusive Ms. Marvel, Captain America, and Radioactive Man. Alright, so I'm going to get all three of these guys in one single review shot, so let's get started. First of all, I found these guys finally after they had officially come out about a month ago at the Black Friday events, and they were not on sale unfortunately, but I did get a chance to look at a bunch of them, and I gotta say most of them suck. They had horrible paints, mostly Ms. Marvel and Captain America. Radioactive Man is just fine because he's mostly just that plastic, the see-through plastic, but Captain America had a lot of mistakes with the blue bleeding into the white, and Ms. Marvel just has some horrible paints going through the skin color with black. Other than that, I think I picked a really good one, so let's get started. Here we see all three of them inside with the extra Captain America head. This is Collector's Edition up at the top, and then we got Marvel Legends and the trio's name at the bottom. On the back, we get an entire read-up for each and every single one of them. Ms. Marvel says, when her human DNA fused with that of a mighty Kree warrior, Marvel, Carol Danvers became the superhuman Ms. Marvel. Captain America reads, science made Steve Rogers a super soldier with extraordinary speed, agility, strength, and durability, but it's his heart that makes him Captain America. For Radioactive Man, a nuclear physicist with his eye on taking over the world, Dr. Chen Lu transformed himself into the walking atomic meltdown known as Radioactive Man. Alright, so we're going to start off first by looking at Ms. Marvel, who I think is the biggest draw for getting this set, since she's a big improvement over the Toy Biz figure. And basically what Hasbro has done here is they've taken the Moonstone body mold from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figure, and they've basically just retooled her in paint just so she looks like Ms. Marvel in her classic costume. And it looks really good. It actually works. Her head sculpt just been given a mask, and the eyes are painted really well, as well as the lipstick and the eyebrows. Nothing too weird, with some beautiful hair. Looks really cool. I do think it has some paint detail inside of it. And then we got basically an entirely black body mold, minus the shoulders and in between the thighs right here. And then we have just skin tone colors painted over it, which can look a little weird because there is some bleeding, like you can see right. Well, at least I can see it. There's some paint going in through the skin color right there, and there's just some areas that just have some skin tones coming in through the black as well. But it's nothing too freaky. I think you just have to be careful with which box that you pick when you're at your store. And it looks pretty cool. The other paints just include her logo on her chest with a silver trim around with gold. Not looking too bad, but even I've seen some that have like mostly like a silver scratch going through it. And then we just got her belt or satchel or her tie, her waist thingy. I don't know what you want to call that. Basic legs, and then we got some feet with no heels, which is going to make it easier for her to stand. Finally, a female figure who can stand. And for articulation, it's decent. Her head does go side to side. She has shoulders go out. She does have a bicep swivel. She does have a bend at the elbow, and it rotates. Wrist goes in and out, and those rotate as well. Diaphragm joint that goes all around. Legs go forward, out, thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Her ankles move up and down, and she does have an ankle pivot. So Capitan America is the only one that actually includes any accessories that include his shield as always, and his interchangeable Steve Rogers head. But we'll get into that later. So, I don't know how people are going to feel about getting another Captain America in their collection. Personally, it doesn't bother me because I never got the Ultimate Cap anyway, and he's in his traditional colors of just blue and red rather than the cargo pants he was wearing before. And actually does a pretty good job of looking just, I don't know, American-ish. I don't know how to describe it. It just looked really cool. The head sculpt we've seen before. It's not like anything bad about it. Skin tones are fine, kind of darker than the Steve Rogers head. In fact, their eyebrows are also painted differently. This one's kind of more brown, while this one's blonde. It's still kind of weird how his eyebrows stick out, but nothing too weird. His eyes are painted well enough. It's kind of scuffy around the paint where the edge of the mask ends. And his wings and his A is painted on, which is fine. It's not too crooked or anything, but I'm at least happy it's on there. And like I saw Sahedman's review, and his A was completely missing on the forehead, so I'm glad that didn't happen to me. The only other problem I have is that mine came with a bent elbow, but nothing you can't fix since they have some really weak plastic right here. It's really bendy with some hot water or just a blow dryer. But in terms of paint and everything else, it's not too bad, mostly because I was really picky about what which box set I picked up. Because the usual problems that I saw was that there was really blue fading in through the white around the abdomen. A lot of blue scratches around the arms. His face was really scratched up. The Steve Rogers head was just fine, I think. And yeah, the legs and everything else are just a blue plastic, so that's fine. So not much to complain about. I guess one issue would be that the red lines kind of go through the blue section. But not too bad. The stars painted really well. I think the star thing on the shoulders don't really bother me since they go out of place. Not really something I'm going to focus my attention to. And as always, we also do have the star on the back hidden by this. And the straps, I think this part, the holster is all new. I like to think so. I don't know. You can still attach the shield via peg right here. There's also a hole there. And then his belt that we've seen before, along with the Agent Venom that we recently saw. But I think it's still pretty cool looking. They actually added the silver and a lot of shading in between all the sections, so it doesn't just bland brown colored. And then we just got the red boots with no laces painted. I really wanted to paint the laces. And we do have a lot of pouches like on the gloves. And yeah, just everywhere else. Not too bad of a looking Captain America. And for his head removalness, whatever, it doesn't look too bad. It can be a little funny sometimes. Let's see if I can do this on camera. Jesus! Alright, so there's Steve Rogers, not looking too bad again. He is a lighter complexion than this Captain America with the mask. Not too much of a complaint. He does have some paint detail in between the hair with some brownie between all the blonde sections. Looking pretty good. Alright, so his head is able to go up that much. It does go down. His shoulders go out that much. They rotate all the way around. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. He does have a forearm swivel at the glove, but he does have a wrist hinge. Does not. If in case I said no. Well, whatever. Anyway, he does also have trigger fingers, and this one's just a closed fist, by the way. He has the neck crunch that goes down that much, goes back. Waist swivel. He has a wide jointed leg, so we go forward. Spin him to go out. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Boot rotation. His legs or his ankles go up and down, and he does have an ankle pivot at the boot. And finally, Radioactive Man, who I believe is a Hulk villain. I really don't know too much about him. And there's not really too much to talk about here. He is just a Hyperion body mold. And there's not much Hasbro could have messed up on right here. It's just basically a painted on shirt, a plastic skirt thingy. And basically, they took the Luke Cage head sculpt and just made it into this translucent plastic that goes throughout the entire figure. Besides the boots. And yeah, basically looking like Chemo from DC. Not too bad. There's a darker green going in between around the head or around the eyes, as well as just the white eyes instead. Not looking too bad, not like out of place too awkwardly. Ears, I think, at least what I've heard from the comparison that I saw from Anthony's Customs, that this isn't completely the Luke Cage head. It's just that Hasbro's been making a lot of head sculpts that all look the same. They have the same expression on them. But not too bad. I don't have either Luke Cage or anything like that, although I wish I did. But not looking too bad. Very muscular. The boots at the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and go over articulation. His head does go up that much. Really high. It does go down. His shoulders go out. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Wrist hinge to go side to side. He does have the painted star, which is not too badly painted. Does not have any like paint bleeding through it. He does have a nap crunch that goes down that far. Back that far. His legs are kind of prevented by the skirt. By forward and back. They go out. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. His does have a boot swivel. His ankles move all the way down. And very far up, and he does have an ankle pivot as well. So going back to Ms.Marvel, we're going to start with some size comparisons. So she stands at around, from my viewpoint, exactly 6 inches tall. Here she is standing next to the Winter Soldier Black Widow. And here's Black Cat from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Marvel Legends series, standing about a 1/4 inch taller than Ms.Marvel thanks to her heels. For Captain America's height, he's around 6 1/4 inches tall. For his size comparison, here we have his arch nemesis, the Red Skull from the Winter Soldier series. And his predecessor, the Marvel Knight Captain America, also from the Winter Soldier series. And for Radioactive Man being the tallest out of the bunch, he's around 6 1/2 inches tall. For his comparisons, we're going to have next to 3 incarnations of the Hulk. Here is World War Hulk, Gamma Smash Hulk, and the Avengers 6-inch scale movie Hulk. Alright, so my opinion on this box is that it's okay. We get a new villain with Radioactive Man, which we've never gotten before in the Marvel Legends series. We get a Captain America that's had the same body mold before, but this having a new scheme. And we get a new character, Ms.Marvel, who has been redone from the Toy Biz series. So that's pretty good. So I think overall they did a good job. I think I would have to give it a 7.6. Just 0.6 because it's better than 0.5. But still pretty good. The price tag on this is about $50. With tax is $54. And I do think that's fair. I think it's about the same price that you would buy all 3 of them for anyway. So not too bad of a job, Hasbro. You did okay. The paint jobs could be a little messy sometimes. But yeah, that's it. That's my review on this 3-pack. You can go ahead and get them at Target right now. And that's it for Gato Perro's review. Stay tuned for some others as well.